of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is public comment. School patrons are given the opportunity to address the school board regarding items that are not on the agenda. All patrons will be asked to state their name for the record. While the board appreciates feedback from the public in this forum, board members will not comment on or discuss topics brought up by speakers. Professional decorum is expected at all times. If there are any violations of the rules of decorum, the chair reserves the right to recess or end the session. Is there anyone here for public comment? Anyone here for public comment? Anyone here for public comment? Okay, there being none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. This section of the agenda has a variety of financial reports and minutes from past meetings. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Corey, by first, second by Jess. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries to approve the consent agenda. The next item on the agenda is the resolution of gifts. The patrons below have graciously given for the following reasons. The Delano Elementary Pie, $5,315.09 for a field trip. Delano Tiger Athletics Booster Club, $5,549.16 for track overages. Delano Tiger Athletics Booster Club, $5,271.03 for girls cross country overages. Delano Tiger Activities Booster Club, $8,151.10 for football supply overages. Delano Tiger Athletics Booster Club, $7,398.98 for baseball overages. Delano Tiger Athletics Booster Club, $231.20 for boys golf overages. Delano Tiger Athletic Booster Club, $126.93 for boys tennis overages. Adam Fredrickson, $1,375 for lacrosse fence. Brian Roars, $1,375 for lacrosse fence. Delano Basketball Association, $3,673.80 for girl basketball busing. Delano Basketball Association, $7,464.20 for girls basketball supply overages. Delano Tiger Athletics Booster Club, $7,471.92 for volleyball overages. Delano Tiger Athletics Booster Club, $671.32 for girls golf overages. Delano Tiger Athletics Booster Club, $2,640.94 for softball overages. Delano Tiger Athletics Booster Club, $316.15 for girls swim. Drama Boosters, $9,072.59 for overages. Delano Education Foundation, $1,089.94 for Tiger Tracks coordination. Odell Sletton, $1,000 for ECFE. All of these organizations have generously donated for the items above, for which we are grateful. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution of gifts?
So moved.
First by Ryan.
Second.
Second by Sarah. This is a roll call vote.
Board Member Deppa. Aye. Board Member Black.
Aye.
Board Member Roser.
Aye.
Board Member Morila. Aye. Board Member Gerke is not here. Board Member Schaust.
Aye.
And Board Member Baker.
Aye. Motion carries to approve the resolution of gifts. Next item on the agenda is the personnel items for the month. There's at least one for sure notable retirement on this, and we will have the party with cake later, maybe punch or a cocktail to celebrate all of the work that Matt Shane has done for the school district over his tenure here with the district. He is retiring effective the end of the year, and we, again, this will be the first of many times we appreciate you and thank you for all that you've done to continue the tradition of building a great district for the community of Delano. With that, are there any comments related to the personnel items? If not, I will accept a motion to approve the personnel items.
Motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Rachel, second by Corey. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries to accept the personnel matters. Next up, administrative reports. First item is Superintendent Shane.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Appreciate the time. Just to I'll give a very brief update. Obviously, this is the month of July is a big planning month. It kind of gives us an opportunity. I tell my leaders, this is an opportunity to work on the system than in it. So you get out of the minutia of the operation of the organization and work on it and to make it better and prepare for the next upcoming year. I did give an update on the community ed building. I appreciate the good conversation, give guidance to the facilities team, the management team to move forward in the process. Again, no commitments from the board at this point in time, but a good pensive way to move forward to make sure that we're looking at the whole picture to meet the needs of the district. I can't believe next week is already my annual leadership retreat. We'll be holding a leadership retreat with about 20 to 25 individuals that are leaders in the district. We go through our performance in our first year of the strategic plan, which was last year. We'll begin to prepare for year 2 of the strategic plan, moving forward in various departments, programs, buildings. We've got folks from the academic leadership team, the cabinet, the executive leadership team. We got coordinators from mentorship coordinators to QComp coordinators to curriculum coordinators. So we've got a lot of folks that are going to be getting together, spending a full day and a day actually and a half to just prepare for the year, to set the stage for our leadership and moving forward for the school year. Then we take a break for a week, get everybody in their buildings, get everybody settled as far as building leaders, back into reopening their offices, which happens next week as well. And then the very next week, we have new teachers coming to join us. So the week of the 17th, new teachers come in. I host them for 3 days. It's a great week. I love being a part of that activity. We have a lot of information that we give our new teachers, but we also balance it with time with their mentors and time in their classrooms just to get acclimated. Seemed just like yesterday I had my first year in teaching, and I appreciate the opportunity for me to still be a part of that and to be able to build a culture of welcoming everybody to the team and showing great support for those new staff members. Our cohort's a little smaller, sitting at around nine teachers. We've had 22 teachers before, and we've had 7 teachers before. So it's trending in the lower area, which is always good. We're retaining good teachers, and that's the good part. But I'm also excited with the new talent that will be joining our team. And then the following week, August 24th, everybody comes back. And that's where we have the full in-service for our teachers. And then one day out of that week on Thursday, our paras join us, and they're part of our transition as we prepare for the year. And then we get to start. We will be starting before Labor Day. If you remember, the legislature, because Labor Day is so late, the next 2 school years, we're able to start before Labor Day. So we will be starting on Tuesday, September 1st. I'm not sure why the infinite wisdom of the legislature wouldn't allow us to start on Monday, but we can only start the 1st of September. We can't start the 31st of August. Must be some unwritten rule in the state of Minnesota where you can't. And I think the board knows how I feel about pre and post Labor Day starts. So that therein lies is my brief update. I would entertain any questions that the board has with regards to the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Matt. Next item on the agenda is Scott, our Director of Finance and Operations.
All right, okay, hang on. What am I missing?
You had it up there.
I think it's linked to the agenda.
Is it linked to the word?
Agenda.
Yep.
It's in the
Sorry.
agenda. Yep.
I'll get there. Hang on.
There we go. Perfect.
Perfect. All right. All right. Thank you, members of the board. Tonight I'll be going over the monthly financials that come to you each month and are included in the board packet. This report that you're looking at is through June, which is the final month of the fiscal year for school districts in Minnesota. As you know, we go July 1 through June 30th, so we just celebrated a new year in the office, so that was pretty exciting. It's a joke, sorry.
That's some finance.
That's
a finance joke.
Sorry. I'm sure Matt will talk to me after.
Right up there with Dad's jokes.
As the board knows, the business office is always working in 3 different fiscal years, most of the year. So we'll be working on the audit, this is some of the data that you see related to that. And we'll be working on that realistically through, I mean, it's not due to the state until the end of November and a lot of stuff in the end of December with the final stuff. So, and then we're working in the current fiscal year, and then we're planning and budgeting for FY28. So with the levy that we'll be doing this fall. So we're always kind of thinking ahead. The report that you're looking at in front of you looks at the general fund for the district and looks at the revenues and expenditures on an aggregate level from a program and object code perspective. From a UFAR's perspective, how we track things. As you can see, for the most part, the numbers at this point are in line with prior years. Obviously, we pay attention to all of them, but we pay special attention to the salary and benefit costs, as those make up almost 75% of our expenditures, as we're a service-based organization. That said, as usual, the district preps for the audit and is closing out last fiscal year, so these numbers will continue to change as they get finalized. So, for example, on the revenue side, you can see up top there, we're trending a little bit below. We still obviously have receivables that have to get set up prior to the audit. And you just approved with a lot of the gifts, right? We're still seeing dollars flowing in from the prior year. Expenditures, we still have expenditures coming through there. Salary and benefits for the most part are in there, but we still have a lot of invoices coming through from last fiscal year, just like you would in your normal daily life. And as the board knows, the fiscal year crosses over the summer, and that's when the district has an opportunity to do a lot of the projects, right? And so we get some of those bigger summer project invoices that still come in. So we'll continue to book those until probably the end of September is what the district's typically done, just because we have a mid-October audit. So we can get things back into the year that they belong to. And then we also have some bookings and chargebacks that will go get booked against the prior year as we get into the audit. The next page, this next slide looks at the funds outside of the general fund. So this looks at Fund 2, food service, Fund 2, community ed, and then Fund 7, debt service. So we kind of talked about it when you guys were talking about a building bond levy and other things. The district has different funds and they operate differently and they're funded differently, and you can use them for different things. So this just looks at those other funds, and with food service and community ed, we'll still have some variation in there and some variability, as I mentioned on the prior slide, as things continue to get booked, and we recognize some of those revenues and expenditures. Next slide. And this is a slide that my predecessor has included as a reference point. I think it does a really good job because it just kind of outlines where the district spends their money and kind of what makes that up. So it's just a good reference point when you're looking at the previous slides. And then the next slide, the financial update. This is just, I kind of, I already used my joke, but July is the start of the new fiscal year for the district. So I won't do that again. And then the business office.
You just did.
That was funny.
Okay, all right. I do try to interject humor into school finance because
It's not easy.
I don't know what to say to that. It's pretty cool. But the business office continues to transition. I know Matt and I talked about that during the work session, but getting fully staffed ahead of the upcoming audit and school year. We've got some talented individuals, so I'm excited for us to kind of grow as a team. I'm a huge collaborator, so even like this week, Holly on our team and myself are both going to a levy training in St. Cloud, just to try to get the team up to speed in a lot of areas. I like a lot of eyes on things and a lot of different perspectives, and it's nice Holly's been here for a few years, because it's, at some point Mary's going to have to leave, and I would expect nothing less than when I text her and it says this number's been blocked. I'm kidding, I hope not.
It's your second joke, and that was even.
Yeah.
Colin,
I hope it's a joke. I hope it's a joke.
every fourth Monday,
Yeah.
we're here.
And then we talked about this too, but the team's also continuing to work on recreating the business office related documents from the cyber event. So just kind of continuing to push forward. Any questions from the board?
Does that third bullet seem less surmountable now? Are you starting to get your arms around it? I know you got work to do. That's not my question, but
I think, with Mary's help, it adds some calm in there, just with being able to utilize the insurance company for some of that data recreation costs. But obviously, like we've talked about, it's a really big deal. Mary would say it's a really big deal. Matt would say it's a really big deal, but we can't do anything about it. So we just move forward, right? That's what we're paid to do. And so we recognize that, and we know we're going to have patience, and we'll push forward.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. Next up, Director of Community Education, Abby.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me. I am the lone July speaker, so I'll try to make it super exciting. Some summer highlights. We welcomed a new administrative assistant. Her name is Angie Walton. This couple of weeks ago, and for the past number of years, or in her career, she was a business analyst for Cub Foods for a very long time, and then decided to take a career switch. And for the past couple of years, she was substitute teaching in the Osseo School District. She's only been with us for a couple of weeks, but she is fitting in, and just we're so incredibly impressed with her and the ability to just join the team. So very excited to fill that position. That was a huge concern since I started. What does that look like? So everything is going great. We also welcomed Faith Lindenfelser. She is our community ed marketing specialist. She is a recent graduate from Iowa State University. This is her first part-time postgraduate job. She also is doing some amazing stuff, and I think it's going to, as she becomes more acclimated and understands her role within community ed, is going to be just a huge resource for us, because it's such an important piece for us to tell our story, to market our programs, to promote what we do. There's just not nearly enough hours in the day. So we're excited to have both of these two join the team. A couple of additional summer highlights. Our summer volleyball skills camp had 250 participants, grades 1 through 12, largest we've ever had. It has gone up and up each year since 2022. So we should have them play against Tiger Kids Club, about the same size. So a pretty impressive number of people. Coordinator Runke has really taken on a lot when it comes to maneuvering all of these summer programs and making sure they all have time and space and fit. And so it's a kudos to him for a very successful, large program, one of many. Via our 2 Tiger taxis, we have transported TKC kids back and forth to campus for more than 65 programs. Many of them have multiple sessions throughout the day. It is impressive. In our workshop week in June, Nate Brisley takes all of the surveys parents fill out saying, these are what my kids are going to participate in, and this is the schedule that they're going to be there. Everything from a Monday through Friday to a 2 days a week to a drop-in schedule. And he puts together the Tetris schedule of who's coming and going and when. And it's super impressive to see what becomes a very well-oiled machine. So those Tiger taxis have been a great addition for community ed. We're excited that the logo is out so much so that we can now wrap it and put some really awesome branding on there, including Tiger Taxi. So great additions. TKC was also able to partner with summer school and ESY so families could attend and provide some of that additional transportation from TKC to summer school, back and forth, and then fit in that rotation. So it's not a perfect system, but I don't know when you have 250 kids and 2, they're large vans, but they're limited capacity vans, to actually do it perfect. But they're darn close, and wow, do they try every day. So it's great to see. We are excited that this summer has really been kind of the first that we spent this last year really trying to wrap all of our programs together. And because we see so many kids between ECFE and TKC and preschool and school age care, we're trying to provide this consistent look and feel for those kids throughout the day, especially for those that have additional needs. And it was really a great process to participate in, to see DES and DIS partner with community ed to say, okay, what does it look like for the students coming to you? This is where they're at. This is the strategies. This is what we do. And then we're going to repeat that on the back end. So when we send them back to DES and DIS, we'll give them updates as to this is what we saw this summer, this is what we did. And it's really been a large project. So we have one intervention education specialist, one. And she takes all of that information in and that looks at where they're placed and what their schedules are. And then she works to do observations and works with staff to implement strategies, follow up on how that's going, support our TKC aides in learning proactive strategies. She really kind of helps keep those pieces moving so that we can provide that consistent look and feel, especially for kids that are with us all day, every day, right? Like the best thing that we can do for them is to continue the support that they had through the school year into the summer and then pass it back on. So it's nice to see those bridges being built instead of having silos. So that's really been amazing to participate in, but then to also see the collaboration between staff and students and families. And those are long days. And lately they're long, hot days, which adds a whole other layer to it. The fall brochure is on its way to the printing press. We are super excited. This has been a little bit of a whirlwind the last couple of months with adding people, with retiring people or moving people. The staffing changes have been intense, but they're super rewarding, and we're starting to see how that is paying off. For example, having a dedicated enrichment coordinator is bringing some new opportunities. She's partnering with the Vintage Storyteller downtown to offer some new classes. She has an intro to embroidery class. She has for students a baking club and some social emotional SEL classes that also focus on organizational capacities for that younger middle schoolish age student, but also in that fun capacity. So how do you bring fun to organizing? For me, that's easy. Like, I love it. Like, let's color coordinate, let's do the things. But for kids, that's a really unique opportunity to help provide them as they move into that DIS world. She also has a daytime enrichment program for homeschool students, which will be super interesting to see, bringing them in and having them participate in the community ed building in that capacity. So we're excited to see what dedicated staff are able to do. And we are expecting those new brochures to be in mailboxes mid-August. One of the most exciting things personally is swimming lessons and bringing those back and having those register. Now, we have an amazing program with some awesome swim instructors. Linda Lutkin from Velocity has been a huge partner, is really spearheading, but we need more. Right. So we're continuing to build out that team of instructors and hoping that by this time next summer, we really have some robust offerings. We're just going to start slow and continue building. But at the same time, starting slow, I think, is going to be our best option so that we can give those instructors the time and development that it takes to teach swimming lessons. It's all about the experience that we provide for the kids. And so we need to equip them with all of the tools possible. So I'm excited to see where that program grows in the next couple of years with parent and child lessons, with private swimming lessons, adult swimming lessons, open swim. We like to bring the swimming pool to birthday parties. We'd like to really utilize that as much as possible. So very excited there. And then finally wrapping up, we are having a shared open house on August 18th for our preschool, our ECFE, and our TKC programs. So we're going to invite all of the families in to see what the possibilities are, whether it's early childhood family education, whether it's wraparound care, TKC before and after school, or preschool. And sometimes I've talked to families and they're like, oh, I didn't know you did wraparound care. I thought you just did, before and after. So this is why we chose. So we're excited to, there again, blend all those programs as much as we possibly can. And if you have the opportunity to come in and walk down our main hallway and see all of the photos that are focused on the SQ and the 150th and the activities that they're doing, I would highly encourage you. It will take a hot minute because it's that big and there's so many. They've done units on transportation, looking at railroads, and they've done farming, and they've done where were we, where will we be. It's really a sight to see the amount of time and energy that they're putting in at all levels into learning more about Delano and celebrating where we come from and where we want to go as a community. So, any questions for me? All right.
Thanks, Abby.
Thank you.
Next up on our board reports is Masiko.
Sorry, I didn't link the meeting minutes. I did forward that to you all. I have no good excuse except I was out of my rhythm. Some general things, again, wrapping up the school year, June is a lot like what we do. Wrapping up the school year in terms of staffing, preparing for next school year, we did the annual performance review and goal setting for the executive director during our June meeting. One thing we did hear about was from the director of special ed from Masiko, talking about the work that she had done this past year. Part of that is she supported a new teacher cohort through training, mentoring, resources. As I've talked about before, staffing and consistent staffing across Masiko and all of its programs is one of the biggest challenges of Masiko. So having a well-supported, well-trained, consistent element to staff support is really important. So that is a part of, the commitment to providing high quality opportunities for the students who will participate in Masiko programming. The special ed director also sort of reinvigorated the Special Ed Advisory Council, which is a group of parents. So engaging that parent element and perspective into the work that Masiko does, providing information for parents of Masiko students that are specific to the needs of their students. And the special ed director also helped facilitate program monitoring, which is part of what MDE expects special education to do in terms of due process and making sure that our paperwork and due process is meeting legal requirements, protecting students and their student rights. And then she also did some analysis on secondary transition programs. So a transition program serves students who are 18 to 22. And there will be, I think I've talked about this before, next year will be a large cohort of students in that transition program in Masiko. So there's just been some discussion about how to best support students, how to collaborate with school districts to provide some of those services to students. So this was kind of an exploration year and analysis of that program and how to best serve those students. Sarah, do we have a lot of students in that program, or do they not tell you? I could find that information. I feel like it's less than 10. So it's less than 5, maybe. I mean, it matters, but it's yes. Yep. A good number. I think next year that program is going to be up to like 30 plus. So they're all, be different. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's not it. And our July meeting is tomorrow. So we're always 1 month off. Any questions?
All right. Thank you, Sarah. Next item on the agenda, there's no old business, so we'll move on to new business, which is approving the annual Minnesota State High School League resolution. This was brought up, I think, in work session. It's an annual thing we do. It's attached for your agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved. Yep, I'll second.
Okay, Jess first, Corey second. Any discussion? All right, this is a roll call vote.
Board Member Schaus.
Aye.
Board Member Baker.
Aye.
Board Member Morella.
Aye.
Board Member Deppa.
Aye.
Board Member Gerke is absent. Board Member Black.
Aye.
And Board Member Roser.
All right, motion carries to approve the resolution for the Minnesota State High School League. Next item on the agenda is approving the 2026 Community Ed Handbook. Abby's brought this in past work sessions. It is also attached for your reading pleasure. Do I have a motion to approve the
So moved.
Second.
first by Ryan, second by Sarah? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries to approve the 2026 Community Education Handbook. Next item is to approve the Cardio Emergency Response Plan. Krista was here, I think, last month to talk about all the work she's done across all the buildings related to training for response and AEDs and all of the things. So okay, that plan is attached. A huge amount of work went into that. Do we have a motion to approve that plan? Motion by Rachel, second by Jess. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion carries to approve the cardio emergency response plan. Next item on the agenda is what we talked about in work session related to Matt's impending retirement. There's a motion to approve the contracting with Ray and Associates to engage in that contracting for the superintendent search process. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
So moved by Ryan,
Second.
second by Corey. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries to start the engagement with Ray and Associates. That is our last item. Next item is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
So moved by Jess, second by Sarah. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Everyone have a great evening.
That was not record setting.